Hi, I'm Heather Rodriguez, and today we're going to talk about stopping birth control and transitioning into your period of time where you're trying to get pregnant. So you've decided, all right, now's the time of our life. We're going to start a family. I'm going to get off of birth control. What do I do now? So there's a couple different things to think about. One is some people get off birth control and they're pregnant the next month. Yeah, that does happen. That happened to my sister-in-law. But then there's others who their periods don't come back for a period of months. They have really wacky cycles. Like 1 month it can be 15-day cycle. The next month is 30-something day cycle. So it's going to be different for everybody. So just because you're on birth control doesn't mean you're going to have problems with your fertility or getting pregnant. But for some women, the hormonal path, just the hormonal jumpstart does not happen. So here are some tips for those of you who are stopping your birth control and want to help support your body back to hormonal balance, and so that is producing enough hormones on its own. Because what happens when you're using birth control is your body and your ovulation and your cycle is being suppressed by hormones. You're being controlled by these hormones from an outside source. So for some, it takes some time for the body to begin producing adequate amounts of hormone on its own in the correct cycle. So tip number one for this is to be patient. It might take some time to get your first period after being on birth control. There might be spotting, there might be a short period, it might be a very heavy period, very dark. All kinds of things happen. Just be patient with that first, second, and possibly third cycle, and just know that your body is balancing itself out. But there are some things that you can help your body along with if you would like to. So the first is a fertility cleanse is always the way to go. In my mind, it's a perfect place to start. It's going to help to support the hormonal balance. It's going to help increase circulation to the reproductive system, the endocrine system. It's going to also help the body in its natural ability to get rid of hormones and cleanse the blood and those types of things. So that's going to be very beneficial after having been on hormonal birth control for so long. The second thing is to start eating a healthier diet and taking a multivitamin, doing all those things that are just really good for you, healthy for you, drinking more water, just kind of getting on track with that. Then say you have 1 or 2 periods and your cycle is still really off and it's not really working for you, then there's some herbs that you can start looking at to help support the endocrine system. A couple of those herbs are ashwagandha, shatavari, maca. Those are all just supportive of the endocrine system. They're not necessarily going to have a specific effect on your cycle, but they're going to support the system overall. And I think that's a really good place to start, that along with a natural fertility diet, so that you're helping to support the systems that are trying to do this job and this work for you from a bigger picture. And eating the natural fertility diet is going to really help with any type of deficiencies you might have. The pill does prevent absorption of some nutrients, such as some of the B vitamins. So making sure that you have enough nutrients. I have a whole video on that I just shot on how to tell if you might have nutritional deficiencies by using a free tool. But addressing it that way and starting from the broader scope. Also, if you can start fertility charting, that's going to be really great because you're going to know the length of your cycle. You're going to know, oh, I did spot, I did not spot, how long is your period? So you kind of, because it's hard to remember some of those details, so you can kind of see what's happening. And you can also tell from fertility charting whether or not you're ovulating. Some people will begin ovulating that first month. I was on birth control, but after I gave birth, my cycle started the next month. Where is this blissful, period of time where you're breastfeeding and you don't get a cycle? I did not get that. So start charting right away so you know and have notes of what's happening in your monthly cycle. Part of that charting is, you're going to take your temperature and you're going to know the length of your period, what happened during your period, when you ovulate, because there's a dip, there's a drop in temperature. That temperature goes up, that's when your progesterone's kicking in, and that phase of time between when you've ovulated and you get your period, is that long enough? Is that 11 to 12 days or more? So you're going to start learning about your body, learning about your fertility, and that's going to help cut time in your weight and cut time in your being more effective in trying, because you know when you're ovulating and you're having baby making sex at the right time. So those are my main tips for coming off birth control. Just because you've been on birth control doesn't mean it's going to affect you this way, but for some people it really does. So those are some tips to get started. If you find that you're still having some troubles, you can work with us, you can do a consultation with us, we can look at all of this information, your health history, all of that, and give you a program and some plans and some ideas on what you can try, herbs, supplements, supplements, all those different things to help you along. But know that it is actually kind of normal to have some wacky periods after getting off of birth control because your body's trying to regulate itself. If you'd like more information, you can go to my website, naturalfertilityinfo.com. I also have a store called naturalfertilityshop.com where you can find the fertility cleanse. You can find a lot of these different supplements and things to help support your body. The herbs I mentioned, all of those are there. We also have a free course that you can try that's called the Natural Fertility Foundation course. And this is part of a bigger membership site that we have that has tons of courses on all kinds of fertility topics, whole courses, challenges, everything. It's amazing. We have over 800 members in this community. So you can sign up for one of the courses in there for free called the Fertility Foundations course. And this is a really good foundation to help teach you about herbs, nutrition. It goes really in depth in all of those topics for beginning your fertility journey. So if you'd like to, I put a link below. You can sign up for that. If you are an Empower member already, have you watched that course? That might be a great refresher for you. All right, well, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And also let me know, you know, you're stopping birth control, you're trying some of these things. How's it going for you? Do you have any questions? We're here to help, and we're here to help empower you. All right, I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.